I'm Felicia Anderson, Director of Archives and History for Baldwin County Commission. Today is May 7th, 2026, and we are at the Fairhope Satellite Courthouse in the office of the Honorable Matthew P. McKenzie, Baldwin County Commissioner for District 2. Today we are conducting an oral history interview to be added to our Living History collection to be held at the archives. The purpose of this interview is to document experiences in public service of certain individuals who contribute to Baldwin County's story. Commissioner McKenzie, thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Well, thank you.
We're going to start off by asking you a series of questions, and we'll begin with your personal life and background. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell us about your family.
Well, I've got two children. My wife's a school teacher in Summerdale. She's a sixth grade teacher. She's been teaching there probably within the school system probably the last 18 years. And we live south of Fairhope in the Barnwell community.
Okay. Okay, and tell us about where you grew up in Baldwin County, and what was Baldwin County like when you were coming up?
Oh, Lordy, it was totally different than what it is today. When I was growing up, I was raised on a farm. My mother was a school teacher at Foley, a PE teacher. My dad was a farmer. And then she quit teaching, and because there were six of us, six children. So I had to, she had to quit and help out with the farm. But that was a good experience for me. I really loved being on the farm, and I got to drive tractors, you know, as a young age of 6 years old. You know, driving a tractor on the highway, county road, going, you know, different places to different fields, and that was an experience. I really miss that to this day.
Okay, well, what are some of your earliest memories of that community? Were those your earliest memories?
Well, Barnwell, my earliest memory of Barnwell, of that community, is when I remember one Christmas morning, I got as a young man, a young boy, I got a three-wheeler, a Honda ATV 110. And I called my cousins, I called my friends in the Barnwell community, and what they got for Christmas was all motorcycles. So we all met up. And you know, back then in the late 70s and early 80s, you could ride your four-wheeler and your three-wheelers and your motorcycles down in the ditch in the road, you know, on the roads, and go meeting and go on people's property that we had permission to. And it was fun. It was all farmers back then. Nobody cared, you know. So it was a good time.
Well, is there a history of public service in your background?
Well, in my background, yes. I guess when I was after the Marine Corps, after high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. Okay. And I went to work offshore for a short period of time, and I said that was not for me. I came back home real quick after working on an oil rig, because you're out there 21 days, you know, home. Wow. And so I decided to go into the Marine Corps. I spent 5.5 years in the Marines, loved it every minute. I kind of wish that sometimes here in the United States that you could almost have to make that mandatory for young men and women to go in the military for at least 2 years, because it was an eye opener, and it taught me a lot of things: discipline, camaraderie with everybody, and just the leadership.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what is your professional background outside of being a county commissioner?
My background, after the Marine Corps, I went to the sheriff at the time, Jimmy Johnson. I wanted to get into law enforcement because I worked at the American embassies abroad as a security guard. So I always carried a weapon, always had a gun belt, so I wanted to get into law enforcement. So right after the Marine Corps, my term there, I got with Jimmy Johnson. He sponsored me to the Police Academy. He couldn't hire me because back then they didn't have a budget like they have now. And so I had to go to Eufaula. Was there for a year as a police officer. I was single, so I'd go anywhere. So I decided, you know, to go there, and then after that, I always wanted to be an Alabama State Trooper. So I took the test, got band 1. That's how they score you, and I spent 24 years with the Alabama State Troopers.
Well, were there any personal influences or experiences that prepared you for this role in public service?
You know, I do have the picture, and I got to find it. My dad. Okay. My dad was, of course, like I said earlier, was a farmer, but he was also a constable that we had back here in Baldwin County when they used to have constables. It was an elected official. He helped out the sheriff's department. And that was something, and he ran for county commissioner here against Clarence Bishop back in the day. So that kind of, and it's kind of ironic that I kind of followed in my dad's footsteps in a little way. Being in the Army that he served in World War II, and being a farmer, and then being a constable, that's my path is almost. And he didn't make county commissioner, but it's okay. And so that he's kind of my, my hero.
Well, you talked about your path, so now we're going to move into your path to public office, okay? At some point, these experiences led you toward where you are today, correct?
Yes,
Being in
ma'am.
an elected office. So what motivated you to run for county commissioner?
I think with my background, being a Marine, being a police officer, being a state trooper, that servant to help people. And that's what I'm here for. I feel like in the bottom of my heart, that's what I'm here on this earth to do, is to help people. And that's why I got into it. I wanted to be your county commissioner for District 2. I knew that the current county commissioner at the time was retiring or resigning, didn't want to do it anymore. So I put my name on the ballot, and then the good Lord put me here.
So
And
tell
the
us
people
about
voted.
that campaign. What was that campaign experience like for you when you decided to
Yes,
run?
that was difficult. Campaigning, and I'll back up a little bit if it's okay.
Yeah.
I did run for probate judge before when Harry Doley ran. But I knew I didn't have a chance. But it gave me the experience, and it got my name out there. So when I ran for county commission, it was tough. Running in this county at large is very tough. Every citizen in Baldwin County have to vote for us. And so you have to go everywhere, from Fort Morgan to Gulf Shores to all the way to Little River. And it was tough. You have to get out there and really, and grassroots, I should say. Get out there in the ground and meet people.
Okay, I can't imagine, Commissioner McKenzie, that has to be tough countywide, and we know how large Baldwin County is.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're going to transition into office, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so once elected, you stepped into a role with significant responsibility, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so during this period of continued growth in Baldwin County, everything is evolving. What were your first impressions when you took office?
Oh, my first meeting, 2022 of August, I remember that because the governor appointed me to finish Joe Davis, the commissioner at the time, Joe Davis's term. And it was, my first meeting was very nervous because there was a lot thrown at you. And you have to make a decision, and you have to do what your heart and your gut tells you to do to what's right for Baldwin County. And it was difficult. It's hard to do that. But they put you in office, so you had to do it. And I tell people to this day that when you become a county commissioner or any elected official, you're drinking from a fire hose, that old saying. And it's gotten better. Almost been 4 years now, and it's gotten better. I'm drinking from a water hose now, not a fire hose. So it's gotten a lot better. But you got staff. You got great staff that help you and tell you what you can and can't do. There were some things when I first came on as a county commissioner. Always had to have a highway department personnel to go with me. I didn't want to go by myself when I meet citizens, because there would be times that I didn't want to say the wrong thing or say, yes, we can do that, or no, we can't do that. Right. So I always had somebody go with me that can tell me, yes, Commissioner, you can do this, we can do this. And that was a blessing, and I've gotten better with it. So it's always good to rely on your staff, because they're going to help you. And that's what I like. And that was the biggest challenge at first.
That's awesome. What did you learn quickly when you became county commissioner about how county government operates?
Well, you can't do everything by yourself.
That's awesome.
It takes a team. Mm-hmm. It takes the county commission. And I think that was the biggest thing. But I've learned that pretty quick, that I have ideas, they have ideas, and we can come together and make that work, with different situations and different things that we want to accomplish.
Okay, so now we're going to lead in to your time as Baldwin County Commission. So during your time in office, Baldwin County has continued to grow, as we mentioned earlier. What are some of the most significant changes that you've seen in Baldwin County in your tenure?
And my biggest thing that what I've seen so far is what we're doing for the parks here in Baldwin County and roads. And the big the industrial people, the companies that are coming here in the last 4 years since I've been on the commission. I've been very passionate about our parks, because if we can take care of our parks and make them look nice, people are going to come here. People are going to spend money here. And that's what we got to have. And that's one thing that I've been very passionate about. And there's one in my district, Mullet Point. It's been like that for many, many years. And we finally have set some money aside to make it look a lot better. Pave the gravel road, to knock down the old pavilion, make something permanent, and I think the citizens in that area will like it once we get it finished. I think that's what I get out of being a county commissioner, to see the enjoyment of what we can accomplish here in Baldwin County and what the future generations can see that we've done.
That's awesome. Mullet
Yeah.
Point gets a facelift.
It
huh?
does. It gets a facelift.
Okay, so how has the growth in Baldwin County specifically impacted your district, District 2?
District 2 is growing very fast. A lot of the cities stay inside their city limits. They don't go outside of their city limits when it comes to development. They decided not to do their planning and zoning outside, so the county takes care of that. We have a lot of issues, and we're working on it, and we're getting it accomplished. The roads, infrastructure. Everybody talks about that, the infrastructure here. What are we going to do to try to help this traffic move faster? And what I've always suggested is more roundabouts and more turn lanes and more traffic lights. A lot of people don't like traffic lights, and I get it, but you got to have it to kind of slow the traffic down to get it going. Roundabouts. People didn't like roundabouts. When they first came out here on this District 2, people say, "Oh my God, I don't like a roundabout, Matt." I said, "Well, I understand, but you will understand once it's completed, it was going to work nice."
And it does.
And it does.
It does. Okay, we're going to talk specifically about you. We know
Sure.
it takes a collaborative effort, of commissioners to run Baldwin County. But when you came into this role, what were your top priorities?
Well, main thing was to learn. To learn to see what's going on here in the county. That was my biggest thing. And then once the time, I got a little bit of time behind my belt, the budget time came up, and then the directors of the budget asked me, "What is your priorities that you would like to see?" And that's when I told them, about the park system.
Okay, well, you've done so much. This commission as a whole, there are so many projects that you all have done. Is there one particular project that you're most proud of?
I can't say that I'm most proud of, but I have a lot. I'm very proud of the boat launches. Like I said earlier, parks is my passion. And the boat launches that we did down in Bon Secours, County Road 6. Right before I got on the county commission, ICW down there in Orange Beach. It was completed by the commission. The road infrastructure, the roads that we have in here in Baldwin County and seeing them getting paved is just amazing, because if you go out to these rural counties and see what happens, when I was a young state trooper, the same potholes and same cover-up are still there after 30 years.
Wow.
And so we're very blessed to be down here in Baldwin County and with the revenue that's coming here and to do the infrastructure on the roads. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to help people and to do what we can as county commissioners. That's what they want. They want to be heard and to help them.
Well, what were some of the biggest or the major challenges that you faced during your service as a commissioner?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for me was telling a citizen that I can't do this, because we're bound by law by certain things that we can't do, and it's tough. It's tough to tell them I can't do that. Well, why can't I? We pay we pay the taxes. Well, we got laws for that, where people don't abuse county property and county equipment too at the same time. So it's hard that was hard, but I understand it and I respect it.
Well, we know that you're a man of faith. You have a family, you mentioned earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
And we also know that Baldwin County, this is a very significant role. So how do you balance being a Baldwin County commissioner, family, and other things outside of this role?
Well, you got to have your family behind you, and you've got to have a heart, and you got to believe in Jesus Christ, because He's helped me along this journey, and it's been difficult. Sometimes I'll pray, say, "Jesus, help me with this." But you just got to have your family and your faith behind you, and you got to believe in it. What you're doing is the right thing.
Now, we know that serving as a commissioner, you're responsible and you represent this district, District 2. But we also know that working together, this is a county-wide
Yes, ma'am.
commission, right?
Yes,
That you
ma'am.
all represent the entire county. So how do you manage representing District 2 while also making decisions that affect Baldwin County in its entirety?
Well, it's kind of good that we're like this here in the county, because I see what's going on in other parts of the county when they bring things up, and the other commissioners get calls from District 2, just like I get calls from District 1, District 4, District 3. We all get calls. Doesn't matter what district you're in, we're going to get calls. And I always was, at first I was and I still do it, I always give the other commissioner a heads up that, look, this citizen reached out to me. I want you to be aware of this. What can we do to help them? And so that was that's a good thing. I really like it, that people from other parts of the district.
I like that too. I see that in this commission.
Yes, ma'am.
That collaboration between you all. Okay, can you share an example of a time where your teamwork or collaboration as a commission led to a successful outcome for the county?
Yeah, you know, the biggest project that's going on, and it's almost finished now, is County Road 65 project. That's from Bon Secours all the way to Robertsdale. And the county is working on that to help the traffic to get off 59. That's one big project here in Baldwin County, and I'll be glad when that's finished, because it's going to help Baldwin County residents.
Well, how do you approach difficult or high impact decisions, Commissioner?
Yeah, with that question, what I do is I get with the staff. I want to reach out to our directors that help us and get their opinions on things, not just Matt McKenzie's opinion only. And I think that's the way that I've got to know my directors and to help me, you know, to make those decisions, because it is a team effort.
That's awesome. Well, looking back at your time in office now, there are often moments and experiences that stand out the most, right? So what has been the most rewarding part of your time serving as a commissioner?
Two things: helping the public and helping the county employees. You got to help the county employees, because they're the backbone of the county. And if we don't help them, then the county's not going to succeed. Because it doesn't matter what county commissioner's in here. If you don't have the county employees, their back, the county will not go forward.
Is there a particular moment or experience that has been especially meaningful to you?
Yes, there's been several. You know, being a retired state trooper and with the state, we've had policies, and there's been some policies that I mentioned to the directors and to the other commissioners, and we got that changed here. And one was donated sick time. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of the county commission to implement that, and the other commissioners. Another one is the probationary period. When you're on probation and you can't take annual time, but I felt like you could, why can't you take your sick time? People get sick, and as long as they don't abuse it. And that was up to the directors to monitor that. But that was something I'm very proud of, too, to get that, the county to approve that. So there's been some incidents that I'm very proud of to help the county employees.
And I want to say thank you personally for that,
you're
because
welcome.
that was very, very thoughtful, and we appreciate it. Well, tell us about some of your influences or mentors. Who would that be during your time as commissioner?
You know, Joe Faust, he used to be a county commissioner, and he was retired as a state representative. And he had a little influence in my career. Listening to him, I would always talk to him once in a while. Even former Commissioner Bishop, I would talk to him once in a while. And just get their opinions on different things. They were kind of and of course my wife. If I don't mention her, I'll be, you know, but she's been very instrumental in helping me too through all this.
That's a blessing.
So, and we got great directors. I know I've said that many times, but we got great directors here at the Baldwin County.
Okay, we've looked over your past, and that naturally leads us into your future. So what do you hope your legacy will be for District 2, Commissioner McKenzie?
That I have an open door policy, and that I'm a listener, and that I tried to do the best I could here in District 2.
What are your hopes for the future of Baldwin County as you prepare to leave us?
Well, I just hope it continue striving like it's going. I hope the commission in the future listen to the people and do the best thing for Baldwin County residents. This county is growing very fast, and things are changing very fast, and I hope we can make sure we do not go too fast on certain things. But I just hope they all work together and get this, take care of Baldwin County, because it's a very beautiful place.
Okay, if you were to come across someone that's interested in public service and question you about that, what advice would you give someone who's interested in running for county commissioner?
You know, and I'll tell you this, my wife wanted to run when I decided not to run again and go a different route. But I think what I told her was, listen to the people, like I said earlier, have an open policy, and have a phone number available for everybody to call you. You got to be where they can reach you. It's difficult, and I've told my wife that too. But I tell anybody that's interested in this, it's difficult. Be ready. Baldwin County Commissioner is not a part-time job. It is a full-time job. Even though we're classified as part-time, it's still a full-time job, because there's something every day that's going on in this county, and they need your help.
This is true. Very true statement. Commissioner McKenzie, this is your time. I want you to take your time and think about, is there anything that I did not ask you today that you want to talk about or would like to share with the viewers of Baldwin County?
No, I think you did an excellent job. It's touching. I get emotional at times because I'm not running again. And because the employees mean a lot to me. And I've had a lot of employees over the last year and a half come to me and say, Matt, you've been one of the best county commissioners we've had in 25 years. Nothing against the other county commissioners, it's just I have a different approach. And that's, because they're all good county commissioners, it's just that I had a different way of talking to people sometimes. And it's been hard, I've struggled with it. And did I make the right decision? But in the back of my mind, I feel like in my heart's telling me I did. So.
Okay, well, this is your opportunity for your closing statement. So 50 years from now, long after we're gone, future generations are going to look at this interview. What message would you like to leave for Baldwin County?
Ooh, that's tough. I didn't know that. I didn't think about that question. I don't know. It's going to be interesting when I look back at this video and see where we are at that time to back to now, and it's going to be different. So I don't know what to say. I just hope we keep believing in Baldwin County, keep believing in our county commissioners, keep believing in the residents here, and hope they make the right decisions for Baldwin County in the future.
Well, Commissioner McKenzie, it has been an honor and a privilege to talk to you today. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for sharing your service with us. And I'm so honored that this video will be preserved for future generations, because there are so many things that people just don't know about our history. And it's not only about where we come from,
Yes,
it's also about where we're heading. So we really appreciate the opportunity that you've and the time that you've taken to speak with us today.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.